everyone. I am Pooja Swami, the founder of The Scientific Way and host of this show. Today, we have the incredible opportunity to step inside the world of pioneering scientific research and discovery. In this documentary, we'll be exploring the fascinating journey of Dr. Ashok Biradar and his groundbreaking work in the field of liquid crystal technology. As our journey through the world of liquid crystal technology comes to a close, we've witnessed firsthand the incredible ingenuity and dedication of Dr. Ashok Biradar and his team. From memory devices and liquid crystal displays to cutting edge research in photonics and healthcare, their work has paved the way for groundbreaking advancements in science and technology. Driven by curiosity, persistence, and a passion for pushing boundaries, they have not only expanded our understanding but also shaped the world we live in today. Tell us in brief about your scientific journey.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Pooja Swami, for giving me opportunity to tell about our research work and about my career and all these things. Okay, now about my journey of scientific line, I come from a very remote place from Karnataka, and I did my PhD degree from Aurangabad, and then PhD from Gujarat University, and then immediately I joined in National Physical Laboratory as a scientist, and then I continued here, and completely my more than half of my life went in the same lab. Okay, this is my whole career, and about the field in research work or during my PhD work, it was in thin films. But when I joined in NPL, because we had to change the field according to the requirement of the post available and all those things. So I was deputed here in liquid crystal field. As you know, in liquid crystal it is quite well known. Most of the people know it by LCD displays. LCD means it is nothing but a liquid crystal displays. Okay, I started working on liquid crystals, and in our lab in National Physical Laboratory, they did develop a know-how for preparing the liquid crystal displays, particularly for watches and calculators. And then these displays, they gave in the some factories to make a mass production. Of course, since I was not involved in that one, so but my seniors they developed. But when I joined, at the same time, a new type of liquid crystals were invented in the year 1990, and those materials are called ferroelectric liquid crystals. And in ferroelectrics, the main advantage was the switching time was very fast as compared with the conventional liquid crystal displays. Almost it is 1000 times faster than the conventional LCD displays. And secondly, it shows the memory effect. So we started, instead of working on liquid crystal, conventional liquid crystals, we started working on ferroelectric liquid crystals. And then almost 20 years I worked on the ferroelectrics, and we did some applied work also. But unfortunately or fortunately, we say, all over the world, not in our group, but the displays, if you see, still it is based on pneumatic liquid crystals, and the ferroelectrics have got some disadvantage in that one. That I will explain afterwards. Okay, this is my current display. Okay, thank you. And what is your next question?
Tell us about your institute in brief.
Okay. Okay, means when I joined in NPL, NPL is a very premium institute in India. It is very old institute, and the building, when if you see the building, it was inaugurated. It was the foundation stone was laid by our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. In the year 1946, although the India was not independent at that time, but he was the interim Prime Minister. And then almost after 2-3 years, the building was completed, and our Deputy Prime Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was inaugurated this building. You see, this is a gigantic building still, and almost now 75 years old building. But still, next 75 years, nothing will happen. Means it's a very solid building. And secondly, if you see the environment, it is very, very good. Not only the building and the environment, but as far as scientific equipment and scientific environment is concerned, that is also equivalent to the international level. To tell you about the NPL's main research activities, we have here five divisions. One is called the standards, and second is called environmental physics, and third is called mainly it is related to the characterization technique, and fourth is called material physics, and another is the solar cells or some soft materials and something like that. Now almost it is 4 to 5 divisions. In first division, it is as you see in the picture also, the units, basic units, and as you know, there are mainly 7 basic units: length, mass, and then time, and etc. There are 7 basic units, and the custodian of these basic units is NPL. For example, if you want to have a meter scale, then you have to take certification from NPL. Okay, then only you can start your manufacturing and all these things. And similarly, like time and this thing. Here it is one of the biggest department in NPL, and there mainly the people start certification, and at the same time they do some research work also. If I tell you some research work in standards, for example, earlier, some 30-40 years back, the scale was used to be a standard meter was kept, and then the certification was given on the basis of that meter, whether it is 1 meter or slightly less or slightly more. But now the research advanced. Now the meter is calibrated in terms of the wavelength of the light. Now, if you see the red wavelength of the light, and if it propagates in vacuum, it is same whether you measure in India or in Europe or in America, it is the same. So now 1 meter is calculated in terms of wavelength of the light. Okay, means now this is the advancement, and not only in India, but this is accredited with international agencies also. Now the international standards means a head office is there. It is at Paris. Means all the nations, they calibrate these 7 basic units. They have a standard. Whatever the length of the meter is in India, the same length is there because of the globalization and all these things. Everything everywhere it should be the same. So we accredit with the Paris. And it is a to and fro. For example, the atomic clock, again the clock, it is based on the quantum effect now. So the accuracy is almost 10 to the power of 10 seconds, 10 to the power of minus 12 seconds per second. Means that is the accuracy, and that is accredited with Paris lab or whatever the standard lab is. Okay, this is the one of the unit in NPL, and second is the atmospheric physics. Atmospheric also this weather forecast, or whenever you have this satellite, and there also we do have some collaboration with the ISROs, That is one of the one of the major division in NPL. And third is called the characterization division. Characterization means electron microscopy, X-ray, EPR, all this characterization. One separate division is there. And third is called material physics. In material physics, biosensors, these liquid crystals, soft materials, solar cells, all these things come in material physics. Okay, and fifth is that is called carbon technology. That is a separate division. Like this one, NPL consists of these 4-5 divisions. Okay, major is the standards. Okay, these are the means overall NPL institute structure. And if I tell you the scientific strength, here almost the sanctioned strength is 200 scientists and almost 300 technical officers and another 300 to 400 the supporting staff. Okay, this is overall the structure of the institute. Okay.
Can you tell us about your current research projects, specifically the memory devices of ferroelectric liquid crystal material and the dielectric studies of ferroelectric liquid crystal material?
Okay.
And what are the potential applications and benefits of these projects?
Okay. Now, already I explained a little bit about the ferroelectric liquid crystals, the advantages of the ferroelectric liquid crystals. The switching time is very fast and it shows the memory effect. So in 90s when it was discovered, even in India also so many groups started working on ferroelectrics, and we also started working. All over the world they started working on ferroelectric liquid crystals. Even in Europe, in US and in Japan is almost 10-15 works. Very extensively they started working on ferroelectrics. And they did not concentrate on the conventional liquid crystals because they knew if it has got more advantages, then why to work on the older ones or where we have some disadvantages. So all over the world people started working on ferroelectrics because of these advantages. And in 2000 almost, after 10-15 years, actual device has not come in the market. So there were some inherent problems. Even I attended one conference in 2000 in Cambridge. That time, even this Japanese, they demonstrated TVs based on ferroelectrics. But ultimately they showed, but it has not come in the market because of the stability and other issues. So we also did a lot of work on applied aspect, but we were also not satisfied, and still the interest in the ferroelectrics has come down. And what could be the reason? We know it little bit, but how to solve it, solve that problem, still it is not known. It is not yet known. So people's interest in ferroelectrics, it is almost now it is diminishing. And again they went back to the conventional pneumatic liquid crystals, and they started employing the same older technology, liquid crystals. And now whatever defects were there earlier in pneumatics, they have removed by using the latest technologies like LEDs. LEDs mean light emitting diodes. Now whatever you see in the market, it is they call it is LED based screens, but it is not LED. Only the advantage is LED backlighting is there, but the main display is based on liquid crystals only. So the backlighting is very uniform because of the LED lighting. So the liquid crystal displays also improve. One of the major problem in pneumatic was the light. Earlier the light was from the sides, so the viewing angle was limited. If you see from one side, the picture was not good. But because of the LED means it is a point source light. So all over the screen, the illumination is uniform, and that enhanced the use of the liquid crystals. So if whatever you see in the market, computers or LED displays, they are based mainly on the liquid crystals. Means people, instead of working on ferroelectrics, they started working on the pneumatic liquid crystals only. So the based on ferroelectrics, still displays are not come, and only in high-tech areas where it requires very small size displays, there you can use the, it is being used in the high-tech areas, like special light modulators, means where you can convert visible light into invisible light, or vice versa. For example, night seeing. You capture some target in the night, means, and then you can convert it into visible light, so that what is going on, that you can see. That is generally used in defense. And those technologies, we did develop the technology and given to IRD, is Research and Development Organization of Defense. Okay, and still those devices are being worked. But as far as bigger size displays are concerned, the ferroelectrics are not being used because of their inherent problems. Okay.
As a member of the research team working on liquid crystal display devices, what are the advancements and challenges you have encountered in this field?
Okay.
And how do you envision the future of liquid crystal display technology?
Okay, good. Now, as far as this ferroelectric liquid crystal materials are concerned, they have the high potentiality. We also did a lot of applied works and published the work also, but we were also not satisfied. The main thing was the displays based on ferroelectric, they were not stable. Means after some time, means it used to have different characteristics, which is not good for the display point of view. Whereas in case of pneumatic, we prepared some 1976, still the displays are working, means after 30, 40 years. Means the display should be of that stable. Whereas in case of liquid crystal, the displays were not stable. Means after a few days or few months, it used to degrade. So the market also did not capture this ferroelectric displays. And we also realized, and all over the world, the interest also decreased. So after my retirement, I felt, because after retirement means you have to change your strategy and all these things. So I started working on the why the displays are not stable. So completely I focused on the problems. Why the problem for the display? What is the problem? That I started working. So in last 4-5 years, means we could realize there are inherent problems. And now we highlighted the problems, but how to solve it, that we have not explored. And one of the problem is the surface effect. When you have a liquid crystal, because the name itself would suggest it is in the liquid form. So to hold the liquid crystal, you need to have some plates or some medium, solid medium. So when you have a solid medium, in our case it is a glass plate, and when you have a glass plate and there to hold the material, the surface effect means the glass effect, it affects the material, and so which is not stable. So that is one of the reasons, and those basic studies we published after my retirement. And one of the main aim was to find out some of the problems. And one problem we could see, it is one of the problems, and but how to solve it, that we have not started working. Okay.
You have received several awards and recognitions throughout your career. Could you share with us your experience of receiving the MRSI Medal Lecture Award in 2013 and the Scientist of the Year Award in 2005 by NPL? And how has these accolades impacted your research and professional journey?
Okay. Means I did receive a award, NPL award, Scientist of the Year award. 2005, but it was mainly based on ferroelectrics, and it is not based on the device point of view. It is based on the means publication. Means we did a lot of publication and filed the patent also based on ferroelectric. That on the basis of that one, I could get the Scientist of the Year award. And as you asked me, this MRSI award and all, it is a recognition for our good work, and that motivates me for further interest in your own field. So only this is the one of the reasons. Okay.
Being a DAD fellow in 1987 and a KFA fellow in 1996 in Germany, could you elaborate on the significance of these experiences and how did these international fellowships contribute to your research and collaboration opportunities?
Okay. Yeah, yes, when I went to Germany for the first time as a postdoctoral fellow, it was a new atmosphere and the way of working was also different. But what I realized or what I learned from my Germany's experience is how to tackle the problem. There the environment was different, the infrastructure was also different. So one of the benefits is you learn the how to tackle your main research problem in different ways. And I feel this exposition is really very important. So for scientific or any for a businessman or for any profession, this exposure is really very important. And in my life also, it has given a lot of means what I feel now. It has given means how to tackle the research problems. That I learned a lot from these fellowships. This is the glow box. Glow box means here some materials are there, but if you assemble at room temperature, then they are not stable, they react. So here in the glow box, first vacuum is created, and then some inert gases will be inserted inside. And these are the two hands. And then one can assemble the cell in the inert atmosphere. Okay, and this is the optical microscope. Okay. And this is called polarizing optical microscope. And this is the dielectric spectrum, dielectric analyzer, where you can have a molecular dynamics, it's how the molecule behave when you apply electric. Okay, these are the mainly used for characterizing the liquid crystal materials. Okay, this is our team. He is Dr. Amit Chaudhary, working in liquid crystals. He is my colleague, and he is Mr. Rohit. He is a research fellow, and he is working on biosensors based on liquid crystal. And she is Neha Yadav. She recently joined as a research fellow and working in liquid crystals. Okay.
I'm Dr. Amit Chaudhary, and let me explain you a little bit about this device. So here we call it the impedance analyzer, which is basically used to know the behavior of several dielectric materials. Sometimes liquids, sometimes polymers, liquid crystals, and crystalline solid as well. So here, this is totally computer controlled, computer is inbuilt, and the model of this device is Winemaker is the brand name 6540A. So here we use the sample in the form of capacitor. So we all know about the capacitor, parallel plate capacitors, which has the two parallel electrodes through which we give the connection over here, and we put the material between these two plates over which the active field is applied to this device, and the response field is accordingly collected to the device for the final response on the display. So this is the working, and whatever information we get through this is the collective dipolar process we generally get. By measuring capacitance, voltage response, resistance, current response, we can measure various properties by using this device in one go. So this is the very beneficial device. Here you see is the temperature controller unit through which we control the temperature of our sample, and we connect that sample through this measuring device, and in this way we can combinedly use this device and measure the properties of a sample at different temperatures. So the fluid in this device, in this unit, is the water, which can go from 2 degrees Celsius to 95. We cannot go beyond that because this is water. But if we want to go beyond that, we need to change the liquid of this device. The accuracy of this device is to 0.1 degrees Celsius plus minus. So this is highly accurate device to control the temperature of the sample. Now this is the microscope which Mr. Rohit will explain.
So I'll be working on the liquid crystal biosensors. So I'm working at the interface of the liquid crystals. Basically, we enter the interface by adding some moieties that triggers the LC orientations. So here, to seeing the pattern which can show when we are adding a certain species DNA and its interactions with the synthetic protein. So the microscope helps in the microscope helps in the visualizing the LC pattern in this respect where the polarized light comes from the source, and we analyze the light with a crossed and line. So the state polarized light interferes with the liquid crystals, and liquid crystals pattern is birefringent at analyzer. This and the polarizer to analyzer cross will give us the POM pictures of liquid crystals, as you can see. Let's do.
Sir has explained about all these instruments, and my senior has explained about the optical microscope. Basically, we are doing the characterization of the material which we are taken in the form of liquid crystal, and our team is working on the ST9 material. So here we do through the two methods. One is dielectric spectroscopy, as sir has explained, and one is through optical spectroscopy that my senior has explained. So here through both of these techniques we are analyzing the things, and so our work here is in we are doing. So thank you.
Hello, so I'm Arun Khan Singh, working as a scientist here in the biomedical metallurgy department, subdivision of this. This comes under environmental science and biomedical metallurgy division. So currently we are working on development of biosensors for different disease diagnostics. There are many kinds of infectious disease, communicable disease, non-communicable disease, such as cancers also are there. So we are trying to develop different kinds of optical biosensors, optoelectronic biosensors, or electronic biosensors, where we are sensing current, or we are just by visualizing anything, we can see whether it is whether someone has some disease or not. So whole effort in our department under the guidance of Dr. Rajesh, who is our DP leader, is that we can develop some kind of kits for the use of common people. By using that, they can see whether they can have a qualitative analysis of if they are having any kind of disease or not. If they are having kind of yes or no answer, and if they are able to, for further analysis, they always can go for pathology or other quantitative, for detailed analysis, they can consult someone. But our main focus in this division is like to develop some qualitative tools, qualitative point of care devices where a common man can use on their life.
Looking ahead, what are your future research goals and aspirations? Are there any emerging areas or technologies that you find particularly exciting and would like to explore in your work?
Okay. There are many emerging areas, but particularly myself means I don't want to divert for the other fields. Whatever I worked for the last 20, 30 years, in the same field I would like to contribute for the society, something like that, whatever it comes. The first is the ferroelectric, as I already mentioned, the ferroelectric materials, ferroelectric deposition materials have high potential, but the displays were not in the market. So recently, means we have been trying to find out the problems, why the displays based on these materials were not stable. That we have almost worked, but the solution still we have not started working. And once we find the problems, then my next goal would be how to solve it. Okay, this is my main issue.
After your retirement, in which subject or work are you involved?
Okay, after my retirement, I was not having much responsibility for my family issues and the official administrative work. So completely I was more free. So I divided my time in two aspects. First is half of my time I devoted for the spirituality, and half of the time I devoted for the research work. And during my research work, after my retirement, the work which I did, I feel when I was in the service, whatever work I did in 10 years, this I did it in just 5 years, because I was completely involved in the research. So I feel it is a miss achievement for me, and I am quite satisfied. And in spirituality also, I have worked one or two books that is based on karma. Okay.
Can you give some message for the younger generation regarding scientific interest or invention?
Yeah. For younger generation, if I take my own example, there are some inherent qualities. Everybody has some inherent qualities that you can know when you finish your 10th, 11th or 12th. Some people have in science, some people have in art, some people have in this painting and all these things. Whatever your urge tells, better you go that side. If you have a scientific temperament, means always asking questions about the materials. Why this book is like this one? Why the light is like this one? Or why, when we know the swimming, why we swim? And when you don't know swimming, you sink. Such questions, when you start asking yourself, means that is your scientific temperament. So when you have this ability, then you go for the science. Okay, once you go for the science, then your basic should be strong. Means basic means particularly, for example, if you want to go to physics, physics means it is called the mother of the sciences. So you need to have a good mathematics, you need to have good chemistry, you need to have a good material background. So try to have your basics stronger and then go for the research or whatever it is. But that ability you try to see, means the questioning for the materials. Why this, what is the basis of this telecommunication? Or whatever we see in the mobile, do you see the picture from here to US? What is the basic principle? When that such questions come, means we have that scientific. Okay, that you realize yourself and then go for the and work hard. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
to Dr. Ashok Biradar, and to all the scientists around the world who devote their lives to unraveling the mysteries of the universe. We salute your unwavering commitment to progress. Your tireless pursuit of knowledge fuels the innovations that have the power to transform your lives and create a better future for all. May your discoveries continue to inspire generations to come. I thank you for joining us on this extraordinary scientific expedition. We hope this documentary has shed light on the remarkable work happening in the field of liquid crystal technology and the visionary minds behind it. Remember, science is a collective endeavor, and each new breakthrough builds upon the foundations laid by those who came before us. Together, let's embrace the wonders of science and celebrate the endless possibilities it holds. I am Pooja Swami, signing off from the scientific way. Stay curious, keep exploring, and always believe in the power of science and shape a brighter future. Thank you.